In a sneak peek released on Monday, the Aquaman star Amber Heard tells Guthrie, "How could the jury not reach that conclusion? I can't say I blame them." What is it exactly that Amber Heard is trying to depict? Is she saying Johnny deserved the victory of their defamation trial? Let's figure it out. On June 1st, Depp won a defamation lawsuit he filed accusing Heard of defaming the Pirates of the Caribbean star in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed, with a Virginia jury awarding him more than $10 million in damages and confirming his claim that Heard fabricated claims of abuse by Depp before and during their brief marriage. Heard also won a portion of her countersuit against Depp's former lawyer, Adam Waldman, who called her abuse allegations a hoax. The jury decided to award her $2 million in damages. Whatever the outcome, Heard is unwavering in her belief in speaking truth to power. "To my dying day," she tells Guthrie, "I will stand by my testimony." "This was the most humiliating and horrible experience I've ever had," she continues. "I've never felt further removed from humanity. I was feeling less than human." Guthrie pressed Heard on audio recordings in which she admits to hitting Depp and claims from Depp's attorneys that she was acting in her testimony. "I had listened to weeks of testimony insulting me from the fact that I was a terrible actress. So I'm confused how I could be both," Heard responds. She also claims that she was retaliating against Depp's abuse in many of the audio tapes and that they didn't share the entire story. "I reacted to physical violence when you live in a violent environment. It becomes normal. When your life is in danger, not only will you take the blame for things you should take the blame for, but when you're in an abusive dynamic psychologically, emotionally, and physically, you don't have the resources that, say, you or I do have the luxury of saying, 'Hey, this is black and white,' because it's anything but when you're living in it," Heard explains. "We were terrible to each other. I made many mistakes, but I always told the truth," she claims. Heard admits she was nervous before the verdict reading because all of Depp's supporters online and at the trial. "I understand," the actress says of the decision. She continues, "He's a well-liked character, and many people believe they know him. He's an excellent actor." Heard also addressed critics and the role of social media in the trial. "I don't care what anyone thinks of me or what conclusions you draw about what happened in the privacy of my own home, in my marriage, behind closed doors. I don't believe the average person should be aware of these facts. And so I don't take it personally," she says. "But even if you think I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think I'm lying, you couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think there's been a fair representation on social media. You cannot tell me that you believe this is fair. I think even the most well-intentioned jury, it would have been impossible to avoid this," Heard continues. The actress also suggested that the large number of Depp supporters in the courtroom were a distraction. His lawyers certainly did a better job of diverting the jury's attention away from the real issues. Fan reaction. One fan said, "In any case, the appeals court would not have overturned the jury's decision. So this legal expert's opinion is quite far-fetched. An appeal would be based on a legal error made by the judge and would be extremely unlikely to succeed. Amber is simply attempting to reverse public opinion and failing miserably." Another fan stated, "The more she says, the clearer it becomes that she is a fraud, as is the fabricated evidence. She needs to give the public time to recover from this, and crying 'it's not fair, it's not fair' like a child is going to help her. It was also unjust to falsely accuse someone and ruin his career. According to an old proverb, where there is no wood, the fire goes out. Instead of adding fuel, she should let the flames die and burn out." One more fan stated that Amber's interview revealed that she believes others are fixated and dependent on social media, couldn't live without it during the trial, as jurors were instructed not to be tainted by social media and media reporting. "I could go a month without using social media if I didn't have professional help to keep me from logging in." Amber. Return to Northern Virginia to see people who can look you in the eye and tell you that you had a fair trial in a case that was entirely yours to lose. 95% of the world's population will look you in the eye and tell you that. However, because you will never face us directly, you can read about how we all truly feel about you and your deceptive behavior on social media. We know you value social media as your mothership of communication and reality, so read on and believe. We're all willing to face you directly if that's what you need to accept how we all see you. Did she mistakenly admit Depp fairly won the case? Do you think it's one of her strategies? Let us know in the comments below.